Good afternoon and greetings from Church of Uganda, Diocese of Soroti. I'm Reverend Canon Samuel Ediao. I work as the Diocese Secretary of Church of Uganda, Diocese of Soroti. The diocese came into existence in 1961. It was one of those dioceses that was carved from the Upper Nile Diocese. And since 1961, we've been in existence for 63 years now, meaning we are of age. So Church of Uganda Diocese of Soroti is actually one of those dioceses that is among the 39 dioceses that form the province of the Church of Uganda. And we are located in the mid-eastern. The diocese is actually in the heart of Uganda. And I want to thank God who has seen us through from that time up to now. The diocese has had 6 bishops. The current bishop is the Right Reverend Kozai Odomo and is the 6th bishop of the Diocese of Soroti since 16th June 2019. The diocese is run by the bishop and managed in the apex by the Diocesan Synod as the policy organ of the diocese. And we currently have 6 departments: the Department of Finance and Administration, Department of Health, Education, Mission and Evangelism, Lands and Estates. And we also have a Department of Household and Community Transformation or Development, which we commonly call Church of Uganda TEDO. And in all those departments, we have about 1,018 staff. Of those, most are in the field, and that includes our parish priests who are around 115, and then our lay readers who are around 805. So majority of our staff in the diocese are actually lay readers. By the grace of the Lord, the diocese has steadily grown, and we have seen many churches built, many schools built. As we talk right now, we have about 305 institutions, nursery to tertiary. We have 19 health care centers. That includes health centers, tools, and church clinics. We also have 181 currently 81 parishes, and like I've said, 805 sub-parishes. Each year we are creating new parishes and we're also creating new churches as a sign of growth, because the parish priests and the lay leaders are at work down there, evangelizing, discipleship, and preaching the gospel. Our bishop preaches the gospel, leads by example, and we get people coming to Christ even in burials. So that has steadily helped the diocese to grow. But besides the achievements that we have noticed in the growth of the churches, also in terms of infrastructural development, we are building new churches. The cathedral is a multi-billion project. In Amuria, we have a multi-billion church, even in Katakwi. And even in the rural areas, Christians are struggling to build permanent churches. That is progress. And we're also struggling to see how we can improve the financial capacity of the diocese by making sure that we have income generating projects that can help us to raise money. We have hospitality centers that give us some money. We are having also at the diocese, we have 2 tractors and a lorry. It gives us some money. We have some rentals. Right now we have lecture theaters we have constructed that can be rented by Chambogo University to supplement the little resources that come from Christians. We do collections every quarter, every 3 months, Christians call it something. Part of it remains to support the local church, and then part of it comes to support the office. But we've seen that we are overwhelmed. Our resources are so limited. So we need to diversify. And that's why partners come in. We look to partners to support us, especially in areas where we need to create a lot of impact. And we want to appreciate the donor partners who have supported us over the years in mission, in development work, in education, and many other areas. That support that you've given us over the years has helped us come of age and has helped us continue to grow as a diocese that's appreciated and that is admired out there. The theological college is now strong and we've received support through TDT and other partners. One thanked Reverend Dave Dobadi for helping us mobilize resources. So we have now almost a college that has a capacity of 200 students. Right now we have around 160 doing ministerial formation for lay reader training. We have also invested a lot in training clergy. We have currently 43 clergy at school, and we spend a lot of money, about 60 million every semester, because we have noticed that most of our clergy have retired, and yet the diocese is growing. We are creating new parishes, so we have to train people to fill in those gaps. As we talk right now, we have had to recall about 19 priests who are retired to come back and work. So we have a very big gap in training of church manpower, both the lay readers there and then also the priests. And that is one area where I would appeal for support. One, to revamp and to strengthen our lay reader training college to a level where it trains quality manpower, and then where we can also upgrade it to train priests so that we don't spend a lot of money outside Teso. Like now we have to train them in Mukono, in Namgongo, in Mbale, which is very expensive. To train a priest to do a degree course, you need around 4.5 million. That's not small money. But if we upgrade our own institutions, then it will be easier. So we need support in building our infrastructure, but also if there are those who feel they can actually help us as a diocese to train church manpower, maybe give scholarship for training of priests, would really appreciate that. The other area where we are still really struggling is, like I've just mentioned, the income sources from the parishes, because it's a rural agro-based economy. Our Christians depend on agricultural produce. When weather fails, when there is drought, everything fails, so they can't even support the church. We, the quarter we have just come out of has been the most difficult quarter. We really struggled because not much came from the parishes. So we are trying to do kind of investments and as a way of boosting our local income base. And so we want to see projects happening both at the diocesan level, but also empower the church structures at parish and sub-parish level to have projects that bring in money. Some Christians have tried on their own, find out one pig, maybe we got a chicken here and there, but these are areas where we wanted to go full blast. We have a plan of having our own farms for cattle, maybe dairy, that will be bringing income to the diocese. Pigare projects, maybe planting trees. We have trees after 5 years, you find that they bring in a lot of money. We in our strategic plan, we have things like apiary. We have a lot of water around here, so we can actually have that. We also want to do beekeeping. We want to do a number of projects that bring in money. But of course, because we have a lot of land, infrastructure is the best. We need guest houses, we need arcades, shopping arcades. We need hostels, we need guest houses. All those Those are things that cannot go wrong. Once you have a guest house, guests keep coming and they pay some money, and then you find that we are able to support ourselves. Because if we just look at the monies that is coming from the communities down there, it will not be able to help the diocese grow. So we want to appeal to our partners out there to look into our strategy and see which areas of our strategic plan they can be able to support, but above all, to pray for us that we are able to implement our strategy according to plan, and that God will open doors and avail us the resources that we can be able to use to support. We also have a very big gap in the health department. Our desire is that every parish should have a health center. Right now, as I talk, we have just 10. I to have 81 parishes. We have 7 clinics, and there is that gap. And sometimes we realize that medical equipment is very expensive. So we're also appealing to maybe people from Europe, from the UK, who are retired, who can be able to lobby, can come and work in our health centers, and then also see how we can get equipment. Like there is a health center that we want to upgrade to a Church of Uganda hospital. As a diocese, we don't have a hospital. We don't even have a health center. Most of our health centers are just health center tools, and we wanted to upgrade some of them, but it's expensive to get equipment. It may be outside there, there's equipment that's quite lying dormant, no longer in use, which we can use in our health facilities. So we want to appeal that if there are people who want to come and work with us in the area of health, we'll welcome them. But also if there are equipment which are redundant somewhere, which can be donated and sent to equip our health facilities, it will be something that would be so much appreciated. The other area where we need support is so much in the area of mission and discipleship. We are training a lot of people to do ministry, but they don't have the capacity. And so we want to train a lot children's ministry. We need Sunday school teachers, very few of them are trained. We need chaplaincy ministry to be boosted, not many of them, and then most of our schools don't have chaplaincy. We need IEC materials for schools. We, we don't have organizations that sell them. So it will be another area where we want to build our capacity to have our churches equipped in relation to children and youth ministry. Most of our churches don't even have Sunday school teachers who are trained. They don't have Sunday school class structures where children pray, let alone Sunday school materials. So those are some of the areas where we would really seek partnership in empowering children and youth ministry, especially children's ministry, because that foundation is very important. Train a child in the way that it should go, and when they are old enough, they cannot depart from it. So we need a lot of help in that area. So if there are organizations, individuals who are passionate about children ministry, please partner with the diocese and we see what we can be able to do together. The other area is access to clean water. We still have many of our people going to dirty areas to collect water because we have few boreholes, and our desire is that we could be able to construct more boreholes or shallow wells so that people can access clean water. And of course, we've been receiving support from TDT on menstrual hygiene management. It's still a challenge because we've only done very few. If we have over 300 schools, which means all those 300 need to be reached, but sometimes we target 10 here, 10 there, and we train them on menstrual hygiene management. It is something that is serious, because these pads for our girls are very expensive. Many parents cannot afford, and we thought if we made reusable menstrual pads which they can wash and use, it would go a long way. Those schools and groups of women who have been trained have actually been able to move on. So it's an ongoing area where we still continue to appeal for support, and we are praying that if we could be able to establish a full production unit where we make those pads and be able to distribute them to all our institutions, it would be a good thing. And then lastly but not least, we are also continuing to appeal for support in area of access, increasing access to education. We still have areas within TESO that you'll find that there are no schools, no primary school, no secondary school, maybe 5, 10 kilometers. Yes, government is trying with the city schools in every sub-country, but we are finding now where communities are struggling, maybe a church, and that's where children are praying for. And so from time to time, we'll be getting proposals for requests, maybe for a classroom, for requests, maybe just to add, because many of them are grass searched, and you find a grass searched, parents have just come together to build grass searched, and sometimes you find that they have 200 children in those classes. The government has not taken that institution, and yet they are there and they are studying. And yet we need to see how we can put up infrastructure there to help those institutions so that those children equally get access to education and compete, because there are areas where government has not reached, either because of those areas are inaccessible, there are no roads there. So you find that they just ignore such places. So it is development partners who go in, especially the church, that is present everywhere, that sometimes has to look into those areas and take services to those people to see that they equally can benefit, because they are our Christians as well, and they are also citizens of this country. So a lot is happening on, but there are still gaps. And so we want to continue to ask you to pray for us, and also to ask you to support our causes. Whatever you can do to help us fulfill our vision and our mission and accomplish or work towards the achievement of our strategic plan will be so much appreciative. Otherwise, we want to thank you on behalf of the Diocese of Soroti for your continuous prayers, for your support. So much that we've been able to do. We have not done it alone. You've done it with your support, your prayers, and your encouragement. So we look forward to more future partnerships in the new areas, even as we listen and agree and work towards the strategy of Tesla Development Trust and other partners, so that we join our hands together and work together to make sure that every life matters, every life is supported, and everyone created in the image of God lives with dignity and respect, because that is what God would want us to be and to do as good neighbors. The parable of the Good Samaritan is a lesson to all of us. Whenever there is a need, we should run there. We should take our candle and go and light our world, and to make the world a better place to live in, as God's kingdom comes on earth and as God uses us to achieve his purposes under the sun. So I want to thank you so much for listening to me, and I want to wish you God's blessings. May God bless the Soul Development Trust. May God bless all our partners, all those who love us and who support us in various ways. Thank you once again. I'm Reverend Canon Samuel Ediao, Head and Secretary of Church of Uganda, Diocese of Soroti. Thank you, and God bless you.